Varghese Paranilam. I'm with the Department of General Services for the City of Baltimore. I am the project manager in the Business Process Improvement Unit. We're a unit that goes through and finds any of the waste and uses lean methodology to work out workflows and process improvement throughout the agency. One of our biggest pushes is all of our HR workflows, and the entire workflow chain is probably composed of 10 to 15 smaller workflows. So one thing that we started was an HR routing workflow, which is how we are able to open a position, reclassify a position, create a position, internship, fellowship, etc. All of those are, the agency needs to approve it, then our agency HR works with the city's HR to create that position, and that creation process can take 6 months, 8 months to get that position classified or posted. Internally, we need to make sure the division, the CFO, we have the funds for it, the division chief has the need for it, the executive staff signs off on it. There's actually a number of, I think there's 4 or 5 people that sign off on this before we can even send the request over to city HR, DHR. So what we've put that into Integrify because we've had times with this paper process gets stuck on somebody's desk, gets lost, falls through the cracks. One of our other processes from the HR routing, we now, after we hired somebody, we need to onboard them. There's a litany of forms, I think there's 15 of them that need to be filled out, to reviewing the administrative manual, your tax forms, policies, emergency contacts, etc. So we've put all that into Integrify. They put in their name, address, information once. It pre-populates all of the other forms, and then they can sign them. It then merges all those documents into a file that's kept by HR by last name and date of hire, and then HR has a packet of these forms, as well as the employee can have these forms emailed to themselves, and they have a packet of all the onboarding forms. So now we're not having a paper file for somebody. If any auditors wants to see all the personnel records and make sure that person X has signed off on this policy, that policy, the other, it's there, searchable, and by a click it can be exported out and sent as a file rather than printed out and looked up. One of the things that I saw from the demo portion of it, it's very visual. While I have an IT background, our HR director does not have an IT background, and she's building workflows. She's putting in about 30–40% of the work to then pass it to me, that I can smooth it out due to the different rules and programming that goes in associated with it. So it doesn't mean you need additional resources in your IT department. You just need people that are willing to put the time in. It has a pretty easy learning curve.